Sagai Raj, Sip Kumar Swami, Sip Pavan, Sip Supreme, Sip Atmatray, Sip Bridget, Sip Ashok Nichani, and there are many people who are still sipping into the call. Sip Parvati Amma, and many of you whom I cannot see. I don't know whether it's because of a Sip Miss Anand, Miss Junior Anand, and too many people still jumping into the call today. So is the connection good? Acha, Samatma connection okay? I'm finding Sudeep's connection may not
Okay,
be so.
sir. Okay. Very
All
good.
good?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So, Administrator, let us start, Administrator. The question that we have today is a very interesting question. What are the barriers to liberation? What yesterday I had made a grammatical error. I was corrected by the PhDs of the world. It is not barriers. What are the barriers for liberation? But what are the barriers to liberation? What are the barriers? So if we want liberation, what is holding us back? Who will attempt? Yesterday we started this discussion, but then Bliko changed the discussion because he caught the subject that it is soul we were talking about. So who would like to try? What are the barriers to liberation, my dear friends? Bliko.
Okay, there are main barriers. One is the lack of self-identity that makes you think like you are Jiva, you are not great, and then
So Bliko, take that one big point and keep your next point because we'll have more participants. You've already given one of the major point, right? So Bliko has given a major point because of our identification with the BME, the body, mind, ego, which he calls the Jiva, which is very correct. So with that note, Bliko gave a good point. Second is Karan Singh. Karan Singh, what are the barriers to liberation?
Sir, mainly love with girls, relationships.
Love with girls.
Okay, that's what erotic love and passionate love.
See, hold on. Love with girls or erotic love, if it is done out of lust, so you don't use the word love, you use the wrong word.
Yes, sir.
The word love is wrong. You should say lust for girls, lust for erotic love. Lust is greed. That will become a fetter. A fetter means, my Guruji used to always use the term fetter. A fetter is something which ties you, which imprisons you. So you should not have erotic lust, because the moment you say love, love is beautiful.
Okay.
To me, love is prema yoga. So don't ever say love is a fetter. No, love is not a fetter.
Sir,
My
I
dear
was
friends.
I was also question. After you continue questions.
I can't hear you, so we'll move on to the next Kathuria. Ru Mataji. I think it's Kim Kathuria must be Ru Mataji, right?
हाँ जी गुरुजी, प्रणाम गुरुजी।
प्रणाम. आपका वीडियो नहीं चल रहा है ना?
चल रहा है। शिवोहम गुरुजी।
शिवोहम.
गुरुजी, because our yearning for God is not 100%.
Amazing. सुनो, अगर प्रभु के लिए प्यास नहीं है, प्रभु के लिए प्यार नहीं है, which means, Bridget, that if there is no deep yearning and deep love for God, there can be no liberation. It becomes a barrier. It becomes an absolute barrier. And for this moment, I'm stopping. And I'm asking you the question, why should there be liberation? And we'll come back to this. We have got 2-3 answers. But somebody asked me, somebody stopped and asked in between, why should there be liberation? Anybody? Why should there be liberation?
Because we don't want rebirth.
Why you don't want rebirth?
We want to be one with God.
And why you want to be one with God?
For eternal joy and peace.
Correct. You want eternal bliss, you want eternal happiness, You want to be liberated from this samsar. This samsar, if you live in this samsar as a body, mind, ego, as a jiva, I like the term with Brico said jiva. When you try to live as the jiva, then what happens is the moment you live as a jiva, you live as body, mind, ego, you suffer. And you suffer, what do you suffer? You suffer pain of the body, misery of the mind, agony of the ego.
रूह
You
समझ
suffer.
के रहना चाहिए, रूह समझ के रहना चाहिए।
रूह रूह
हाँ,
समझ के रहना। रूह माता जी बोलते हैं कि रूह समझ के रहना है। रूह
हाँ,
समझ के नहीं रहना है माता जी, रूह
रूह
जान
ही
के रहना
है, रूह ही है।
है। नहीं, रूह समझ के रहना की बात नहीं है। सब लोग समझते हैं, कोई नहीं समझता है मैं रूह हूँ। हाँ, आप जानते हैं,
रूह ही है। हाँ, हाँ जी,
समझना
समझना
नहीं,
नहीं है, हम है ही रूह।
हाँ, ऐसा में रियलाइज करना है, महसूस
हाँ
करना
जी।
है, अनुभूति करनी है।
अच्छा, एक बात गुरुजी मुझे पूछनी थी आपसे कि जैसे हम कहते हैं ना कि ईगो को हटाना चाहिए, गुरुजी हम प्रैक्टिस भी करते हैं ना, हम कहते हैं कुछ भी सिंपल सा एग्जाम्पल है, हम कुकिंग में ही काम कर रहे हैं ना, तो मैं कहती हूँ प्रभु जी आप ही करवा रहे हो, आप ही करवा रहे हो हमसे, आप ही। पर फिर हम भूल जाते हैं, फिर हम कभी कह देते हैं नहीं ये काम तो मैंने किया है, हमने किया
हाँ,
इसका मतलब है एवरी टाइम चेक करते रहेंगे तभी रियलाइजेशन होगा।
नहीं, you need the consciousness. You know, I'll tell you something. When your consciousness is so strong, you can experience miracles. For example, today my consciousness was very strong. I could experience certain things in the consciousness which a common man cannot experience. You have to be able to experience. Consciousness is something very divine. Conscious is not human. So the moment you are under the domain of me, mind and ego, then you will say मैंने पूरी बनाई, मैंने क्या पराठे बनाए, क्या मैंने अच्छे आलू की सब्जी बनाई, क्या मैं आई एम द बेस्ट कुक इन द वर्ल्ड। अरे कुक बनने से क्या होगा मैडम?
हाँ, कुछ नहीं होगा, कुछ नहीं। कुक बनने के क्या करना है, भगवान से मिलना है।
So yeah, the biggest problem, I'm coming back to what holds you back from liberation. People don't even understand, right? People don't even understand why there should be liberation. People don't understand what is the meaning of divine unification. People don't understand कि ये संसार तो कुछ नहीं है. This world is nothing. The heavens of the divine, जो जिसको बोलते हैं जन्नत, जिसको बोलते हैं स्वर्ग, जिसको बोलते हैं प्रभु का घर. When you are becoming one with the divine, that bliss, that joy is eternal. Ask somebody who has experienced the state of Satchitanand. Ask somebody who has experienced the state of divine yoga. The yogi knows the meaning of Ananda. The yogi knows the meaning of Nirvana. हम संसार में जीते हैं, हम रोड साइड का पानी पूरी खाते हैं, समझते हैं इससे बेटा ये पानी पूरी से अच्छा कोई चीज ही नहीं है. हमने साला 5 स्टार होटल के अंदर कदम भी नहीं रखा, हमने कोई अच्छा खाना टेस्ट ही नहीं किया, हमें फुटपाथ का खाना बहुत पसंद आता है. We live in the footpath and we die in the footpath. We never taste any good food and we think footpath food only is good. When are we going to evolve? When are we going to taste that divine bliss, that divine intoxication? Huh? That
Now
divine
only.
intoxication कि प्रभु के प्यार में जियो. You sing that, प्रभु. मेरे दिल में बस एक तुम ही हो, तन मन में और कोई नहीं हो, ऐसा हो जाए बस एक तुम ही हो, इतना भर दे के और कुछ नहीं हो, मेरे दिल में बस एक तुम ही हो. Can you say that? Can you say that with divinity? Can you feel the presence of God? Satyam Shivam Sundaram.
गुरुजी जब
Satyam.
आपके भजन सुनते हैं और जब आपके बुक्स पढ़ते हैं तब तो लगता है, यही लगता है, पर फिर वापस जब वो हटता है तो फिर वही संसार फिर हो जाता है शुरू।
Because आपकी प्यास प्रभु के लिए कम है। आपकी प्यास, suppose I am madly in love with God. Suppose I am madly in love with God. Then what am I willing to do?
भगवान
I
को
am
याद करेंगे।
willing to die for my God. I am willing to do anything for my God.
सब
ये हाल
कुछ पता
पहुंचना है ना।
है, सब कुछ पता है कि कुछ नहीं ले जाना है, डेथ होनी है, श्योर है, सब कुछ पता होते हुए भी फिर भी हम गड़बड़ करते हैं, फिर भी गड़बड़ हो जाती है,
साधना कब है?
फिर उसको भूल जाते हैं।
साधना कम है, आपकी एफर्ट्स कम है, सॉरी टू से।
तो और
effort
करेंगे,
चाहिए,
और
effort
करेंगे।
चाहिए। Okay, so we continue. I just took a little twist with your permission. People don't know the meaning of liberation. People don't know the meaning of unification. People don't know the meaning. For
पर
example,
गुरु जी जिनको पता है वो भी अगर एनलाइटेंड नहीं हुए तो फिर तो कोई बात ना बनी।
मैं एक बात समझाऊं?
हाँ
Please pay
जी।
attention. I will speak in English for Bridget's sake. Out of 100%, 1% seeks liberation. Out of that 1%, 1% achieves enlightenment. Out of that 1%, 1% has liberation and unification, which means 1% of 1% of 1%, which means 0.0001% of the people, which means barely 1 out of every 10,000 people can be liberated. Maybe more. I'm not sure of my mathematics. I have dropped mathematics. I was brilliant in money making and mathematics. Sab chhod diya. Mera dimag chalta nahi hai. But if my little bit of my mathematics is okay, maybe I'm not so wrong. 1% is seeking. 1% of 1% is 0.01. And 1% of that 0.01 is 0.0001% of this of the people in this world. So Mataji, Ru Mataji,
हाँ
you are
जी।
blessed. Let me tell you, all of you on this call, today you should stop and tell a prayer. Prabhuji, thank you, आपने हमें पाथ में डाला.
वो तो है ही, वो तो है
Arey,
ही।
if you were amongst the 99% who was not on this call, you would just live and die. And you would go to the sky and you would come back and you would never ask the question, who am I? And you would just live and die. क्या मतलब? मैंने एक भजन लिखा, जीना मरना मरना जीना जीना मरना मरना जीना. क्या मतलब है?
चक्कर काटते रहो, राउंड 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 राउंड।
So the people, if you are on this call, you are already 1% of the fortunate ones who are seeking enlightenment. If out of that 1% on this call, if you are realizing the truth, then you are that lucky, fortunate 1%. You know, my Guruji used to tell me, I don't know whether Dasi will remember this or not, but my Guruji, in one of the conversations, he asked me the question. My Guruji asked me the question, you have been with me for more than 20 years. How many people have you seen enlightened? My Guruji asked me. And I smiled, because what he was meant to say is, he says, what he meant to tell me is millions of people come to me. My Guruji used to have thousands and thousands and thousands of people going to him. But he asked me the question because I was seeking mumukshutva. I went on a talash with him. I took his guidance. I asked him hundreds of questions. But he asked me, tell me, from all the people who are around here, how many people are enlightened? Then
hardly anyone.
So Dasi, correct. No, Dasi, you have been with Dada for
Absolutely.
how many years? You have been with Dada for how many years? Dasi, tell
25
me.
years, I didn't progress much.
No, but tell me, not with all due respect, Dada told me this. Dada said, see, look, there is nobody. He told me, look, there is nobody. What can I do? This is Dada's words. What can I do? He said.
Right. That's true.
So we have to really work. We have to really, this is the only thing. This is the only thing we have to do.
So
Nothing else.
work in which way, you know, but to create love and longing for the Lord or something else?
Dasi, that in this journey, while we are still talking about what is holding us back, the 4 steps prescribed in the Vedas, in the Upanishads, Vivek, Vairagya, Shat Shampat, Mumukshutvam, which means discrimination, dispassion, discipline, and desire for God. 4 Ds. The 4 Ds are the 4 doors to God.
Out
You
of
need-
4, out of 4, 3 I've mastered it.
No, you need to open 4 doors.
4 doors, which I'm trying now.
Yeah.
That's
you
why I was
cannot-
in Pune last week.
Dasi, don't stop trying, because everything else, I'm sorry to say, is a waste. Sorry to tell you, everything else is a waste.
It's a waste. Yeah, I agree
You
with
agree?
you.
I know you know it very well. What I'm saying is not new to you.
No.
Dasi, tomorrow,
Okay.
if I die, if
Good.
the body dies, and I don't attain God, then my life is waste, Dasi. My life
That's-
is a complete waste.
You're right. Absolutely.
And God, Dasi,
We just have to keep trying.
How many times have you heard Dada saying, God is not far away, you can touch God here? How many times have you heard Dada saying, God is right here, right now? Dada said to you several times.
That's true. Many times.
So, my dear friends, what is it? Thank you, Dasi. What is it that is, what are the barriers to liberation? Pavan, you want to say something, Pavan?
Yes, sir.
Sir, 2 points, sir. One is lack of self-inquiry, lack of self-awareness, sir. I want to add.
Good. Both are the same thing. When there's no self. See, so good point, Pavan. Now I like your focused answers. Thank you for being so focused. Lack of self-inquiry means we must every day ask the question, who am I? Why am I here? Who am I? Why am I here? Who am I? Why am I here? If there is self-inquiry, then only there can be self-awareness. If there's no self-inquiry, if you are just saying, Aaj aloo ka paratha, ya gobi ka paratha, ya paneer ka paratha, then in life only you will either become aloo or gobi or paneer. That's all will happen in your life. No, you need to go beyond kulcha and paratha and roti and chawal, and you need to reach that awareness. Thank you. Bliko, continue.
Okay. The third point is sense of separation, the duality, which is makes your mind monkey, and you don't realize that it can become monk.
Do you know something, Bliko? You are saying duality. 99% of the people in this world don't understand the meaning of duality. If you tell the people in this world duality, they will say, what the nonsense are you talking about? If you
We
tell
are dual.
anybody duality, they will say, what is that nonsense you're talking about? Of course, you are you and you are you and I am I.
Yeah, you're
But
dual.
if you tell them, no, you and me are one, when I tell somebody you are me and I am you, we are one, somebody who is a soul will understand.
Yeah.
Somebody who's a ruh will understand. And somebody who's not a ruh, somebody who's not Atma, they'll say, what
will
is
think
this
you are
nonsense
mad.
you're talking? Yeah, they'll think you are mad. Exactly. So this fact that we are all one comes after a lot of realizations. Because this will not come easily. But yes, if that doesn't come, there can be no liberation. If we all think we are all separate, there can be no liberation. Thank you, Bliko. Atmatra, you wanted to say something?
Sure, sir.
Shivo Ahmad.
Sir, I also dedicated for the enlightenment, and I think no barrier in my life. If any barrier will come, obstacle, I will cut it. Definitely, I am promise to the God, and
Good.
I will reach before death to the enlightenment. I decided my goal, and but I think some realizations I need for that.
Atmatra, let me
Yeah.
tell you something.
Okay.
A person like you who has dedicated their life for enlightenment, for liberation, for God,
Yeah.
If you lose your breath tomorrow, you will be attain it. Have no worry. Have no fear.
Okay.
I am telling this to you. Provided,
Many thanks.
provided you surrender your life to him from today, from this moment onwards.
Yes, sure.
From this moment you say, Prabhu, 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 मैं
Yes,
कुछ नहीं, सब कुछ तुम ही. Prabhu, I am nothing. Prabhu, you are everything.
Yes.
Let there be this divine surrender. I am telling you, Atmatray, the
Mhm.
problem is what Ru Mataji said, then the ego comes alive. I, my, mine, this I, me, my, mine, this destroys us.
Okay.
Just live. मैं एक योगी प्रभु के योग में मैं जीता. Live like that.
Yes, sir.
इच्छाओं से तृष्णाओं से मैं कभी ना हूं ये फंसता. संसार में ना मैं हूं फंसता. प्रभु के योग में मैं जीता. Live as a yogi.
Sure.
Try to live in the divine love of God. And with the new Prema Yoga, even if you love somebody, no problem. Love them as God.
Sure.
Be in bhakti, be in jnana, be in dhyana, be in karma yoga. Serve everybody as a manifestation of the divine. This is the way,
Yes.
my dear Atmatrai. So don't have any fear. Thank you. Karan
Thank
Singh.
you, sir. Thank you.
Focused question, Karan Singh.
Yes, sir. My question is different, sir. Actually, how to read Bhagavad Gita? I mean, what aspect from we consume Bhagavad Gita?
I am not an expert in how to teaching to read Bhagavad Gita, so I will not guide you. So
No,
you can. I am not an expert in the subject because this is one of the epics. I believe there are many epics, many books, many stories, and I only teach you the simple way. For
Okay.
example, if you ask me, I want to read the Vedas, I will say take the Vedas and drop it in your cupboard. Don't need to read. If you tell me I want to read Upanishads, I will say don't read Upanishads.
Okay.
I would say take the shortcut. You only need 4 Mahavakyas.
Okay, sir.
4 Mahavakyas. Tattvam Asi. I am Atma Brahma. Prajnanam Brahma. Aham Brahmasmi.
Yes,
If you
sir.
know 4 lines, you have mastered Bhagavad Gita, Ramayana, Veda, Upanishad, Purana, everything. You don't
But,
need anything.
but sir,
Bible, no need of any book.
okay, sir. My question is different. You gave me when I was in Kashmir with you, Tattvamasi, but Aham Brahmasmi. These books are not, or your I mean online not showing or
Hello. Everything doesn't have to be a book. These are the 4 Mahavakyas. In the Tattvamasi book, it is there. Open properly and read. All 4 chapters are there. Please read properly. All chapters are available. Okay. So with that note, we are going on to Tanu Ru Tanu, not Tanu Chopra. आपका नाम चोपड़ा लिखा रहा है, लेकिन you are the Ru Tanu. बोलो Ru
Yes,
Tanu.
Guruji.
क्या सवाल है आपका?
Shivoham Guruji.
शिवोहम.
Guruji, I wanted to ask you, we limit ourselves to attach. We will not get attached to anybody. We'll just love everybody. And we will not be in desires also. And materialistic world also, we will not be there. Then how do we balance enthusiasm and not being into these things?
You don't find me enthusiastic?
Yes, Guru, you are enthusiastic.
Then why do you feel you will not be enthusiastic?
Means sometimes we have this yearning
You
for
have this-
something, and
you have this imagination that a person who is enlightenment fellow, who is a sannyasi, he will give long beard and long hair, and he will not shave, and he will eat hawa, and he will not drink water, and he will not talk to anybody, and he will wear burqa, and he will not see anybody, and he will not love anybody. And you have wrong understanding of the word enlightenment, because the world has manipulated you so badly. Sorry to say, the saints of this world has manipulated the subject so badly that people don't know there's no need to lose inspiration and motivation. You should be, I am, you know, if I look at you, I love you as God, as a manifestation of God. I look at you as Devi, as a God. Now, unfortunately, unless the divine manifests in you with that deep energy, then this would grow into something very strong. But I see everybody as God, and that brings a lot of energy. I love everybody as God. I see everybody as God.
So that means we should have enthusiasm for the right things.
You know the meaning of enthusiasm?
Huh.
What's the meaning of enthusiasm?
Having lot of energy, enjoy.
No, wrong. The word entheos, entheos means in God. Go and Google. The word enthusiasm means the person who has got faith in God, trust in God, love in God, hope in God, belief in God. They are full of enthusiasm.
Yes, Guruji.
The person who has no enthusiasm doesn't have any faith in God. Arey Prabhu mere saath hai. Why should I worry if God is with me? Then who can be against me? You should think, no, God is with you. God is with you, but you don't realize God is with you. God is in front of you, but you're looking somewhere else. Then how God will be with you?
Yes, Guruji.
God is yours. If God is yours means then there should be enthusiasm. No, Prabhu mera hai. Prabhu paas hai. Prabhu paas hai. Kan kan mein hai. Prabhu hai Shakti, Sarva Shakti wo hai. The moment you know God is mine, God is with me. You know, today is Valentine. What do you tell everybody? Valentine. Do you tell God? Do you tell God, God, I am thine, you are mine. I am forever thine, you are forever mine, my divine. हाँ? आपने कभी ऐसा बोला है? My divine Valentine. ऐसे बोलो. क्या बोलना है? Today is Valentine. You must say, my divine Valentine. I am forever thine. You are forever mine, my divine Valentine. Can you tell God like that?
Yes, Guruji.
Then you'll have enthusiasm. Otherwise, you'll be thinking, oh, पूरी दुनिया Valentine कर रहा है. मेरा Valentine क्या है? मेरे Valentine तो मेरे प्रभु है. For me, my Devi is my Valentine. I see God in my Devi. Can you see God?
I
If you
can
see God, if you can love your beloved as God, then there'll be so much enthusiasm. You'll be dancing. Oh, ho, 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 ho. You'll be dancing like that. Huh?
If
Can
I
you
see
dance
my
like I
beloved
dance?
as God, then his expectation would be that I will always do as per his will and wish. But that can never happen.
Why? Why you cannot do as per his will and wish? What is the problem?
No, if my beloved, if I see God in him, but if I see too much God in him, then he will feel that now whatever I will say, she will do. But
This
I
is
don't
wrong.
do it that way.
This is wrong on your part. Let me shift 1 minute to Valentine's Day. Okay. You are saying if you see God in your beloved, then he will take advantage of you. He will misuse you. He will take advantage of you.
No,
No.
not like that. Not like that. But I mean, he will say, okay, whatever I say, I will mano it.
Suno meri baat, Ruth Anu. That's exactly what you're thinking. When I love my beloved on Valentine, when I love my beloved, I don't think what my beloved will think. Because I am loving my Devi. I am loving my goddess in the form. The God, you must see God. You're not seeing God. The problem is different between you and me. I am actually seeing God in my Valentine. But you are trying to imagine God in your Valentine and you have resistance. I have no resistance. I have given myself up to my God.
Yes.
In this case, to my Valentine, my divine Valentine. When you give yourself up to your divine Valentine, saying, oh Lord, oh my divine Valentine, I am thine, you are mine. Say it from the depth of your heart. Then there will be enthusiasm.
And Guruji, how can we judge what the other person will think? We have to do
Arey,
our
let
karma, our
what the
thoughts.
other person thinks, let them go to hell.
Hmm.
What the other person thinks doesn't matter.
Hmm.
Suppose I am in love with my God in the form of my goddess. Should I be worried what my goddess thinks or what my goddess does?
Hmm.
If
No,
she
God
does,
accepts.
if she does something wrong, does she stop becoming my goddess? It is not. See, understand the point. Let me extend in your case. You are saying your beloved. You love your beloved as God. Don't worry about what he thinks. Don't worry about what he thinks, what he imagines, what he will do, what he won't do. Forget about all those things.
So yeah, we have to love purely. Yes.
You have in that divine love in Prema Yoga, since today is Valentine's Day, you have no expectations. You have no conditions. You have no questions. Nothing.
Nothing.
You love unconditionally.
Yes, Guruji.
If your love is divine, then your love is unconditional.
I wish I could record these 4-5 lines.
It is on Facebook now. You can go and listen to Facebook again. It's there.
Yes.
So I have learned, for me, I have learned the art of Prema Yoga. That's why I live in a masti. You know what I wrote a song for Valentine's. You know what I wrote? Tanu, I wrote, अब समझा मैं इतना प्यार तुझसे क्यों करता मैं प्रीतम मेरे अब समझा तुझ पे क्यों मरता मैं ओ तू ही तो देवी मेरी तू मेरी प्रेमी है तू मेरे सब कुछ प्रीतम तू मेरी देवी है तुझसे होता है प्रेम योगा ओ तुझसे मुझे प्रभु मिलता Look at these words. तुझसे मुझे प्रभु मिलता. Can you tell your beloved, तुझसे मुझे प्रभु मिलता? Don't
He'll be
find
very
fault.
happy.
Don't find fault with your beloved. Then it's not prema yoga. It's not divine love. Don't keep on finding fault.
True,
Make
Guruji.
your love divine. Okay, back to the main question. Today we went away in a twist because of Valentine, but I hope you all enjoyed this twist. I'm sorry for the little twist. But you know, it's also like I think Karan said, or who said, lust for the body. We don't understand the meaning. Love is not lust. Love is beautiful. You love God. Tell me in which scripture they don't talk about loving God. In the Bible, in the Quran, in the Bhagavad Gita, in the Upanishad, in every book, it's written, love God, love God, love
In
God, love
our old, when I was small, in my mother's place, we used to have a fridge. In that fridge, there was always one magnet which used to say, live to love and love to live.
But we don't understand the meaning of what is love is, na? That's the big problem.
Yes,
Love,
Guruji.
love comes from the depth of the soul. Love, you know what? Love is not for the lip. Love is not for the lip. Love is for sip. Love is not for the lip. You must not have yearning for the lip. You must have yearning for sip, the supreme immortal power. Don't have yearning for the, you keep on looking. That's why the lipstick industry is doing very well. Because everybody's putting beautiful lipstick. Arey kya lipstick? Don't have yearning for the lip. Have a deep yearning for the sip. My dear friends, let us quickly conclude. Anybody wants to ask me,
Thank you, Guruji.
what
Sure.
are the barriers to liberation? Anybody wants to touch that subject before we close?
शुभम मैम,
Shivoham, Rekha.
यार मुझे तो लगता है कि बचपन से जो भी सीखते हैं सारा कुछ बैरियर ही लगता है,
सारा कुछ
सारा कुछ बैरियर जैसा ही लगता है.
हाँ, तुम जो भी सीखी सब जाके कचड़े के डब्बा में डालो. Whatever you have learned is all बकवास. Please remove, please. जैसे कोई कचड़ा का डब्बा है उसको साफ करो पहले. Remove everything remove all the kachada ka dabba. Because we are living with guilt. We are living with shame. We are thinking that our duty is only what has to be done. Because we are living with these attachments. We are living with all the fears and worries and anxieties. Then how can we be liberated? Bolo, how can we be liberated? You tell me.
नहीं, अगर कोई सिखाने वाला नहीं मिलता है तो फिर तो मुक्ति मिलती ही नहीं है ना.
अरे सिखाने वाले सामने बैठे हैं, आपको सीखना भी है ना.
अभी मिला है, अभी मतलब मेरा अच्छा भाग है जो मुझे आप मिले हो सिखाने के लिए. अगर नहीं मिले होते तो
मैं क्या हूँ? मैं कुछ भी नहीं. आपको सीखना है. सिखाने वाले बहुत है, आपको सीखना है.
मतलब मैं पहले भी कथा वगैरह देखती थी, मुझे इंटरेस्ट था, लेकिन कभी ऐसा कुछ ऐसा महसूस नहीं किया जिंदगी में.
See, let me tell you, before we close, a seeker, they ask the question, when will I get a guru? You know the answer what my guru used to say? You ask Dasi, he will tell you. The guru used to always say, when the seeker is ready, the guru will appear. When the seeker is ready, the guru will appear. Guru is waiting. The guru is waiting for the seeker. But
नहीं,
some
मतलब पहले मैं कथा वगैरह सब देखती थी, ठीक है. आपके जो गुरु है ना, उनको भी मैं पहले 1-2 बार देख चुकी हूँ टीवी पे, लेकिन उनकी भाषा मेरे को समझ में नहीं आती थी, तो मैं नहीं देखती थी पहले. लेकिन अब आपको देख रहे तो समझ में आ रही है.
Okay, you don't need katha and you don't need all these things. A lot of people tell me, Arey, how come you are wearing this fancy t-shirt? You are supposed to be enlightened. How can you wear fancy t-shirt? I say, by wearing fancy t-shirt, you become enlightened or what? Do your clothes make you enlightened? No, your clothes don't make you enlightened. Then some people ask, why you wear white clothes? I said, because my Guruji asked me only one thing in life. My Guruji only asked me for one thing. He said, can you give up color? I didn't ask him why. I said, done. From tomorrow, white. So, my dear friends, before we close, there are many fetters. There are many barriers to liberation. I hope today's session was interesting. Today happens to be Valentine. And so I don't know how from Ruth Anu, we went into that. We should have had the topic of Valentine, but all of you must be tired of Prema Yoga because it's my favorite subject. Every time I speak about Prema Yoga, because Prema Yoga has got such a divine intoxication. There can be nothing more divine. You cannot get it in any wine. If your Prema Yoga is divine, you cannot get that nasha in any wine. So today is Valentine's Day. It's a good day for you to pause and see if this is a shortcut. Can you attain God? But what Ruth Anu said, how can I see God in my beloved? Then that beloved will start saying, Asha, kal se tum jhadu bhi tum lagao, bathroom bhi tum clean karo, mera kaam bhi tum karo. Nahi, that is not the way to look at it. The way to look at it is to say, the way to look at it is to realize that love is not human, love is divine. You must realize that love is not human, love is divine. Discover the yoga of true love this Valentine. Love is not human, love is divine. Discover the true meaning of love this Valentine. ये Valentine को कचरा का डब्बा में डालो. क्या Valentine? Replace. Don't say Valentine Day. You say it is Divine Day. It is a day of divine, or you say it, my divine Valentine. Then it becomes meaningful. My dear friends, today I have taken you on a new journey, a journey for you to realize that we must be liberated. And if you want to be liberated, go on a quest. All of you are already searching for answers. Means already first part, you are already better than 99% of this world. Now you need realization. And after realization, you need liberation and unification with the divine. Please stop everything. Please chuck everything. Stop all you're doing. I'm telling you, you are just wasting your life. I am telling you as loudly as I can, you're just wasting your life. Stop. Like I told you before, stop it, stupid. Stop it, stupid. Don't waste your life. I'm sorry. I crossed the limits. I crossed the limit. I'm not supposed to say that because you are all my devas. You are my devis. You are the gods and goddesses appearing as man. But I'm enthusiastic in your liberation and your unification. So I say it with so much passion. And I wish that all of you cross the shore and reach the other part, liberated from this world and united with the divine. I bow down to you. Shiva.